For this pattern, we're going to do a 6-bead basic. So we're going to start with 6 beads. And then make the basic frame. Then we're going to do the basic wraps, just a rounded top and rounded bottom. Make sure your basic frame is straight. Go behind the wire and back to the front. And the same with the stem wire. I'm just going to keep going until I have 15 rows. Now I have all the rows that I need. I'm going to wrap this wire down just a little bit onto the stem. Cut it and then just finish it off. Twist it here so you're not hurting yourself later. Cut the end part off. Cut the top. Take your chain nose or round nose, create a little loop here, and then bend it down. Now this is an optional step for this pattern. I like to lace the petals once it's over 15 rows. I guess for 15 rows you really don't have to, but I just like to, just to keep things nice and neat. That's just basically sewing the rows together. Take this, just wrap around the first row, and then go under the second row until you have everything stitched together. And make sure you start from the back. And what I like to do is just flip it over so I can see where I'm working. And then just keep going. And like I said, this is an optional step for this pattern. 15 rows is not really absolutely necessary that you have to lace, but I just like to. All right, now I have everything laced. So I'm just going to take my wire cutters and cut the ends off. Just tuck in the little bits here. Oh, and I did forget to mention that for lacing, I'm using 32 gauge wire, very thin. Now next we're going to do a leaf, and I'm using silver today. So again, I'm starting with a 6-bead basic. Make a basic frame. We need a little bit more room to work with up here. I'm gonna undo the knot here. Okay, so I'm going to do a pointed top and rounded bottom. So line your working wire next to the basic wire here and have this at a 45-degree angle. Go behind and back to the front. And now you have a pointed top. And then I'm going to do a rounded bottom. Same thing, 45-degree angle, go behind at this angle and back to the front. And I'm just going to keep going until I have 15 rows. And this is how we finish the leaf here. So this is what I have for the rose petals, 2 in the smallest size, 3 in the next size, 4 in a bigger size, and then 5 for the outer petals. For leaves, I have 4 of the bigger petals that I made, and also 2 smaller ones. And last, I have 5 sepals using the pointed top and rounded bottom technique. I'm going to assemble the first leaf stem. I'm going to use 1 of the smaller leaves and 2 of the bigger leaves and a piece of stem wire that's probably about 20 gauge. All right, put your leaf next, the smallest leaf next to the stem wire, and take some floral tape and wrap it around. And I'm using white floral tape today since I'm doing silver leaves. Wrap it down probably about an inch or so, and then attach the second leaf. And then add the third. Continue wrapping down until you have this all done. All right, and I went ahead and finished both of them. Now it's time to assemble the rose. First, we will take the 2 smallest petals and shape them like the inside of a rose. And twist the 2 ends together. Careful so you don't break the wire here. I think I did break it just a little bit. All right, but it's fine. So take this little small rosebud and put it next to your stem wire. I'm using 12 gauge stem wire. And then I'm going to wrap this with thread. You can use any type of thread you have on hand. Just going to wrap it. That fell off. That's fine. All right. Just wrap it tightly. Going down. And then go up. Next, we're going to do the next size in the petals. And so take your petal and place it next to the bud on the stem wire and just wrap. All right, next we're going to take the next size in petals here and just bend it down just a little bit like this and place it next to the stem wire and wrap. Go all the way down to wrap the wire, and then once you have all of the wires wrapped, go back up again. And then continue adding the rest of the petals this way. I'm going to continue doing this until I have all of my petals on. Alright, now I have all of the petals on. Just need to finish wrapping the last of the thread down here. And then go up. A knot. Just a quick knot here. And then quickly wrap it with floral tape to secure it. All the way down to the stem wire. I have a really long stem wire over here. We're almost there. I promise. All right. There we are. Next, we're going to add the sepals. So, do the same thing over here. And what I like to do is just cover, have the sepal cover the wire over here, like this. And then do the same thing with the thread. Go back up. Take the next one, add it on. Alright, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Cut this here, make a knot. Wrap with floral tape real quick. I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to stop right here. Alright, next we're going to floss the stems first for the leaves. I'm using silver metallic floss, DMC metallic floss. So place the floss next to the stem and wrap. Let's move these leaves out of the way so you can see. just gonna keep going. I have this floss here up to probably about 3/4 of an inch down below the last leaf. Oh my gosh, these scissors. All right, so make a knot. Wrap it with floral tape. Just until you have the tail ends of the floss wrapped. You don't have to go all the way down. I'm going to do the second one also. Now we're ready to floss the main stem. So take the metallic floss, place it next to the stem, leaving just a small tail. Then wrap around just underneath the sepals, tight. And then as you're wrapping, just wrap around the small tail. This is as exciting as watching paint dry, right? So I'm just gonna keep going until I'm ready to attach the leaves. I've wrapped down probably about 3 inches or so, and now I'm ready to attach the first stem of leaves. So just place it next to the main stem and just continue wrapping it with floss. And then I'm just going to keep going until I'm ready to attach the next one. Now I'm ready to attach the next one, and this is probably about 1.5 inches in between. So I'm going to do it here. And now I'm going to keep wrapping until I get to the bottom. I've gone down to the bottom already, almost done. I'm just going to flip it around just so that it's easier to work with. Just wrap. Alright, now we're at the bottom. Wrap as much as you, go down as much as you can, and then go back up, just like this. And then just go up a little bit more. Then I'm going to make a knot. Just like this. And let's get the tacky glue ready before we cut it. So actually I'm going to put some glue on there before I cut it. It doesn't look like it's that tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this whole bottom part. It's going to dry clear. And you won't even notice the glue. Alrighty here. Okay, now we are done. Just gonna let it wait overnight for it to dry. It's gonna hang out like this. Now the glue on the bottom of the stem dried overnight, and it's set beautifully. There's still a little bit of string here. Just take your scissors and snip that right off and they'll be fine.